Hi everyone, I'm Chanel and I am here today to show you exactly what I'm up to. Now, I have changed the height of my camera because I've got this great big box and now I can't see if I'm in frame, but I think I am. So I have multiple journals that I have started and I need to finish. Now, I'm quite naughty really because I should really do. I've been watching Gail on one of the YouTube channels and how she does her multiple journals. And yes, in all good hindsight, that's what I intend to do. But then I get sidetracked. So some of these are further along than others, but quite a few of them are at the same sort of stage. So I thought today I would just have a quick flip through and show you where I'm at with my journals. And then my whole idea about filming this was because I get sidetracked, and I thought, you know, if I film my journey with these journals, then I'm probably more likely to keep on track and do them in order and not get sidetracked. So that's the thought process behind you know, today, to just show you. And then every time I do some work on them, turn the camera on so that you can follow along with me. And you know, really, I've got a lot of decorating to do still, and an awful lot actually. So let me show you the journals and the ones that I'm working on. I have about 20 in total, so I'm probably not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to show you some of them. So let me move these over to the side and just pull out a stack of these. Now, this one is a little bit further. What I'm going to do is, let me bring this camera down again now, then I can see exactly what you're seeing. So this one, I do have part of the cover done, and I haven't finished it because obviously I need to do the signature. All of the journals have got all of their papers in there, so I have chosen all the papers, but I wanted to give you a look at the journals to show you the kind of books and papers that I use in my journals. I mean, you can use any papers, seriously, and I wanted to sort of try and put that to a test as well, and I will do another time. But at the moment, these are a mixture of digital kits that I've purchased from Artie Mae's Tsunami Rose, or the Old Design Shop. So you'll see pages from there, scrapbook pages, DSP papers, and book pages. That's mainly what I use, and coffee dyed papers. So these are all sort of at the same stage. They have no covers done. So let me put them in order. That one's got part of the cover done. That one again has part of the cover. That is, I'll put that there because I haven't done the cover, but I have plans for it. That one has part of the cover, and that one. And these are all, and that one, and that one. And this stack here, that hasn't got a cover, needs a cover. But like I said, all of the papers have been done. So if I look at these ones actually first, because those don't have any covers on. So these, I've already made a start with the cover. And literally this is just a photo, and I have chosen some of the other elements to go on here. Let me have a look on this one. I've got some bits and pieces put aside, so let me see if I can find them. And excuse me, right, let me just put them. Now that's very strange. I have managed to lose there it is. Right, okay, now some of them I have got some lace and things put to one side that I want to use, and if I put them there you'll see. So let me have a look. This one here, I've just literally printed out what I'm going to do, I've got my legs all stuck around under my desk, so let me just turn around a bit and that'll be better. There you go. So this one has just a stitched on cover, and what I had to do with this cover, this is wallpaper from a wallpaper sample book, and it's just gorgeous. I don't know if you can see, it's like a very pale pink with silver. So I did have to back it on to some other DSP because it wasn't strong enough. So I've sewn all around the edge, and I've just sewn an image on there. And what I intended to do with this one, once I've done the signature, is to, let me put the papers back in, to actually sew that on, not sew it on, to glue that on, and maybe a few other bits and pieces. But how gorgeous is that? And really, you know, you'll have the eyelets and the ribbon here, and you know, that might look okay just as it is. We'll have to wait and see. You know, if you do journals yourself, you understand that sometimes what you set out to do on a journal doesn't always end up that way. So these are the papers that I have in this journal, and this is I believe it's Auntie May's kit, but like I said, it'll either be Auntie May's or Tsunami Rose. So I just have some of the printed oh my gosh, I can't get my words out, some of the printed pages, and then it's on coffee dyed paper, and then some more coffee dyed paper. This is a butterfly book, and I think I've included the butterflies in a lot of these, and it's just a vintage butterfly book there. I won't move that round the other way. A glassine bag. Then more coffee dyed paper. Some more of the excuse me, printables, and that is printed on coffee dyed paper. I did recently purchase a laser printer, which is just amazing, and oh my goodness me, yes, it was expensive, but in the long run it works out cheaper, trust me. More coffee dyed paper, and then this is from the, I love this paper here, this is from the kit. Look at this, how gorgeous is that? And that is Auntie May's kit, so we've got that in there. And then I have some old, gives me a chance going through these to turn them around the way I'd like. Is that right? This is just a vintage book, but it's all like mottled and aged, so I thought that was cool. And then, oops, come on Chanel, more coffee dyed paper. This is a not particularly old book, but it's a fairy book, and I've put the fairies in every book. So you've got like a fairy, and then on the other side there is a poem, a fairy poem on the other side. So I just thought they were cute. I have a vintage bookshop in town, and oh my goodness me, I spend so much time in there. More of the papers. This is a vintage flower book. It's not a Edith Holden. I do have some have got Edith Holden pages, but this was the diary of a Victorian lady or something like that, but this one wasn't Edith Holden. Then your doily, and coffee dyed paper, more of the papers, vintage music paper that's on coffee dyed paper, more of the printables, and then so that is that one. And they've all roughly got about the same amount of pages. Some have got a few more. So my next stage with the journals is to put some pockets in the covers, etc., but we'll get to that. But I just wanted to give you some flip through. So that is going on that one. This one now, this was some fabric that I got absolutely ages ago. It's actually curtain, because it had this nice border strip. I thought, oh my gosh, that would look lovely on a journal, and I actually think that worked out really, really lovely. And of course they're curtains, so I have so much of this fabric. I could make so many of them, so inexpensive, and I got that from the scrap store, this, and which is what I pay a yearly membership, but I've definitely got my money's worth. And then I have just an image sewn onto cheesecloth and some other cloth under their material, and then a flower, and then a little word, memories, which I cut out of a book. So that is that. And this is another of now I can't remember. I think this is Artimaze. I think it's Artimaze. I'm sure it's Artimaze. It's a French Paris one. Just loving it, and I just thought it would go lovely with this lady. So we have the printables, coffee dyed paper, printables, music paper, coffee dyed, glassine bag, more printables, butterflies, coffee dyed, printables. Aren't they just gorgeous? Coffee dyed paper, a different book. This is at 1800s, and these aren't prints, these are actually pages. This is a book from 1852, and it's the Punch magazines sort of thing. And I thought, because it was about Napoleon, it would be rather cute to put in my journal. So when I get these books, I have a look through them on the pages, because as you'll see through the journals, there's quite a lot of books, and I've thought, oh my gosh, that would go lovely in a particular journal. And then we have more of the printables, a fairy, another one of the fairy pages, lined paper that isn't coffee dyed, which there are a few pages in here that are not, and then coffee dyed. So that is that one. I will be very quick if they're repetitive. This one, I absolutely love this cover. And this one is a bit further on than the others. And again, this is wallpaper. Look at this. This is from a wallpaper book, and I think the sheet that I had was, oh, I don't know, I would say it was about 20 inches by something, so I could easily get 2 or 3 out of this sheet. But look how gorgeous this wallpaper is, and I've just literally just distressed it and put an image on not cheesecloth, lace this time, and some fabric, and then just put a word, which was, I think I printed that one out, but look at that image, just gorgeous. And then this one has been doubled up because the wallpaper's not very thick, and I've just zigzagged all the way around. Now I have actually made a start on some pockets, which we will get to later on, but the actual pages in there, like I said, I have done a bit more on these. This is the old design shop, some of these pages, and I have just put some lace down the sides. This is just some DSP that I had, then some coffee dyed paper, more of the printables with some lace trim, and a printable, a large doily, coffee dyed paper, printables, a different music book this time, and I've done a fold out, which I'm going to turn into some pockets. Coffee dyed paper. Oh, we've got 2 doilies in here, is that right? See, it's a good job I'm doing flip throughs, isn't it? Because look, I've got carried away there and put 2 doilies in there. Always good to have flip throughs. It's because I was trying to do a million things yesterday. More of the paper and lace trim. This is a French, is it a French dictionary? Yep, French dictionary pages, vintage one. Coffee dyed paper, a glassine bag, and I always want them round the other way. So I have put that one in the wrong way. Let me just, and I don't think I've cut the end of this one either. So what we could do is, I just need to, I've cut most of them, but some of them I have not. I should really do this on my trimmer, but I can't be bothered to move. I hope that you are all well, and it is really good to be back crafting. I've just had a funky couple of months. It's just been mad. So it is good to be back, and it's lovely to start hearing back from you all, and hopefully we'll get into the swing of things. So more printable. Oh, we've done this one. Right, okay. So more of the printables. This is Edith Holden, and I have left it all torn. Love Edith Holden, and look at the gorgeous paper there. Coffee dyed. This is from a vintage book, and it's like through the years kind of thing. So it's a bit like newspaper clippings from different years, and this was 1901, so I've put that one in there. And then we have coffee dyed paper. So this one is quite full, and I think it's going to be a bit chunky. And like I said, I have already done some pockets, and these are the pockets that I'm going to be making for all of the journals. And these I saw on Gail's channel. I've just made them shorter, but we will do them in the next video when we start to make the pockets for all of them. So, excuse me, put that one there. This one is another piece of vintage fabric that I managed to pick up from somewhere. I think it might have been the car boot or something, but I just love it. Love, love, love it. And it has been just backed onto some cardstock. Now, I wasn't sure if this piece of lace was for this one, I think. Now, this was some vintage lace that I picked up the other day, and look at that. I just love it. Just think that that's going to look gorgeous, and this is pretty old, this piece of lace here, and I have quite a bit of it, so I think I'm going to do that one on there. Yeah, I think it looks better the other way around, so I think I'll put it on that way. So hopefully that's going to go on there when I've done the signature. Like it a lot, so we're going to keep that to one side. And again, this is just an image sewn onto fabric, and there is some eyelash trim on this one. And this is the sunflower, I don't know what it's called now. It's one of Artie May's, and I just love it, love it, love it. Love all of Artie May's. And there is already a little pocket thing there that to go in there, so I've kind of got a few bits and pieces already for this one, but we'll go through it when we get round to doing it. So this is just not coffee dyed paper. There's a few sheets in here. Couldn't find a sunflower fairy in the book, but this was the closest I could find, so she's the marigold fairy. And then we have more lined paper that isn't coffee dyed, but I think there is some coffee dyed in here. And printables, glassine bag, coffee dyed paper, music paper that has been coffee dyed, but it was pretty old anyway. Not coffee dyed. Printables, it's from a vintage book. Coffee dyed paper, doily, plain paper. And look, I had this little notebook with a little angel bunny, and I don't know why, I just liked it and put it in here anyway for a little bit of fun. Some more coffee dyed graph paper, coffee dyed paper. This is from a, oh my goodness me, Jane Austen book, The of Emma. I think there's an image on the other side, so we have like a little bit of a vintage book in there. More coffee dyed and some lined paper there. So that is that one. Now this one is one of my faves and has already been spoken for, even though it's in its early stages. So this one, yeah, has already gone. and I think one of the other ones as well has already been spoken for. And this is Poppy's, a Poppy digital kit, digital, oh my god, digital kit from Artie Mays, and it is just so flipping colourful. It's just gorgeous, and I've been quite lucky to find quite a lot of pages in books to go into it. So the cover is in very, very basic stages. It just has this DSP cardstock, and then this image sewn onto it. I do not know what else is going to go on here, but it's going to be some kind of lace and flowers and what have you. So it is very in the very early stages of the cover, but inside I've paid quite a lot of attention. So these pages are just stunning. Look at them. So we have the printables, a glassine bag, some regular paper, coffee dyed paper, more of the printables, coffee dyed. We have music paper, and I have done like a pocket, normal paper. This was from a vintage book, and I photocopied the page because I just love that image. And look at that, the Iranian poppy, and I've done it on some sort of special paper which has got like a waxy feel. Just love it, love it, love it. And they're all going to have pockets and tuck spots and everything, so we will see. And look, I managed to find, now what have I done with it? That's odd. Oh, there it is. Now I managed to find the Poppy Fairy and also the Song of the Poppy Fairy, but because the way I've took the book apart, if I was to just put that in the journal, you wouldn't have had the poem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this onto here and turn this into a pocket. So it'll be this side, obviously. No, that's not how I wanted it. Yes, it is. Right, so that's going to be like that. So you're going to have the Song of the Poppy Fairy, and then further on you will actually have the picture of the Poppy Fairy. Should I do that? No, I haven't quite worked this out, have I? No, that's what I was doing. So sorry. No, that's what I was doing. It's going to be there, and that is going to be glued to that and made into a pocket. So this fairy is actually going to be covered over, unfortunately, but there's another fairy on the other side, so do not fear. But I'm going to turn this into a pocket, but I'm going to glue that down to that as a pocket, and then so you've got the Poppy Fairy poem and the Poppy Fairy image together. Right, we got there in the end. Oh my days. So that is that, and then we have coffee dyed paper, just some paper, more of the printables. Look how colourful that is, just stunning. And then I found another book with a poppy in it, and I'm going to just use that as a little tuck spot and maybe put some lace or something on there. And then we have coffee dyed, and then I had a scrap piece left over from the printables which I just so didn't want to waste, so I'm just going to have that as like a little extra bit of colour, and then I'm going to glue that and turn that into a belly band somehow. Excuse me. I'm not sure what I might do. I'm just thinking I want to turn that into a belly band. But what I might do is put something on this to make it a bit more sturdier, because this dictionary paper is very, very thin. Or I might find another paper too, and that's upside down as well, which I don't like being upside down. I like to read it. There you go, even though I can't really understand most of it because it's in French. But I thought that that looked really lovely, and I'd stick that down, and then, like I said, I thought I'm going to have to back this on something, or maybe use a different book page. We'll see when we get there, but that's the plan, to have that as a belly band. More paper, a doily, more of the printables, just gorgeous. and more coffee dyed paper. And this was just a little part of the printable. It's just a little envelope which I'm going to stick in there, but we have other bits to go in there anyway. Love it. And this one is another poppy one. Excuse me. And again, this is in its very early stages, just a picture sewn on there, and then all this is going to be decorated. These, I think there's a couple of different pages in there. You got so many in the kit. It's just beautiful. Love the way that you've got this little writing space actually on the printable paper. So we've got the printables, coffee dyed paper, more printables, coffee dyed, music paper, coffee dyed, that same image from the book, glassine bag, coffee dyed, more of the paper with lots of writing space on there. This is Edith Holden, and just gorgeous, love it. Coffee dyed, very old book page with a poem on it. Just some DSP. Now this is another Poppy Fairy, but I didn't have the poem for that one, so this is just the fairy on there, and more fairies on the other side. Coffee dyed, a lovely butterfly, and coffee dyed paper. So that one is another Poppy one. And then we have this one again, which is again wallpaper, and it's had like a border down it, so I thought I'd use that as the spine, and it's just got these beautiful flowers. How gorgeous is this? And it's like really shiny. Look how lovely that is. Now this one, I was going, oh actually I'll show you that in a minute. This one, I am going to put this ribbon down here. Okay, hold it on there. And then I am going to put this row of flowers there. And then I am going to put, was I doing it the other way around? Oh, stay on there just for a minute. So I'm going to put the lace there. I'm going to put this row of flowers down there, and that doesn't look as good now. See, it's all changed. How did I have it? Right, see, I had it all in my head. I was going to have that. I was going to have that word there, and I thought maybe I've put that over too far. I thought I had it like that. Oh, I'm not so keen on that now. Right, I think it's going to be something like that. And then maybe one of those flowers. Not so keen on that now, but it's going to be something like that. And then obviously you've got your eyelets and your ribbon and all the rest of it. So that's what I had in mind for that. Now, actually, I forgot. I did find this one here, this lovely rose. There you go, look at that. This lovely rose flowers. And I thought that was, apart from having pink ribbon on the closure, that's about all I'm probably going to do on this one, because I just love, love, love it as it is. So it's going to have lovely pink sheer ribbon, I think, on that one. And look at that. How lovely is that? Loving it. So this one, I'm definitely going to be using those two, but I'm not so sure on that now. See, I got all confused as to what to do, and it does change as you go along. And this is the French one again. So we'll just quickly whiz through this. I won't say it all again, because you now know the kind of things that I put in the books. There are some different ways that I folded pages and done tuck spots in some of them. Music, coffee dyed. And so that's the centre of that one. And that one is that. Now, I do have a Christmas one, which I don't have the cover yet, but I have done all of the pages for it. And I have actually doubled these up with coffee dyed paper and sewn round. This one is actually spoken for. So those are the two that have gone. The others haven't. So if throughout this whole process of making this video you would like one of them, let me know. If not, they will all be going on Etsy, my Etsy shop anyway. So this one is spoken for, and these are, this is another Artie Maze. Is it Artie Maze? I'm sure it is. Papers. This is a dictionary page, and it has got Santa Claus there. Look, Santa Claus. And then more of the paper. And then a music sheet, Robin Redbreast. More of the, not all of them have been doubled up, but most of them. Now this was one of those adult colouring books, and it was a Christmas one. So I thought that would be fun to put in there. It was a book that I got, and I just really do not have the patience to sit and colour. So I thought that would be great fun, that you could sit and have a little doodle if you want to. If not, it'd look quite cute by themselves. And then doily, and then we have these pages, and that's just December. But it says December the 24th, so obviously you could write down what happens on Christmas Eve. There's your Christmas list to write there. More coffee dye. Oh, that's this loose bit there. I don't know what's happened there. It'll probably come out of somewhere else. Then we have the 25th of December, so obviously Christmas Day. And there is another fold out, so you can write a bit more. I have some fun paper there. And then we have another printable, which is the 26th, so Boxing Day, for you to write. More writing space, gorgeous paper. Now this one here is from that book again, and I found the Christmas Tree Fairy. So I thought I would have this as the centre, and it's also got the song of the Christmas Tree Fairy, which I did cut it a little bit too short, but it doesn't matter. Now again, I'm going to stick this down that side and that side, attach it to that, and make that into excuse me, a pocket there. So that is where we're at with the Christmas one. Now these ones are, again, we've got more is a different size. This is a shorter journal, and the front covers have not even, I don't even know what I'm going to put on these yet. These are at that stage. So what I'm going to do, I won't go through all of these because they are just a mixture of pages from different books, and as we're working through the journals, you'll get to see those pages anyway. So I need to the stage I'm at now is I need to sort out the covers for the other ones. I think there's about 10. So that's going to be my next video, is deciding and choosing what I'm going to have on some of these covers. Now this one here, I just love this image, but as a rectangle it didn't work, but I just kind of like it on there. I just think it just really pops out, and I found these yellow flowers which I thought would be really, really cute, and maybe put something in the center of them, and then obviously have some lace down here. So that one I kind of like, I love it in fact. And then we're going to have some lovely lace or something, and then lovely ribbon here. So my next video will be sorting out the covers for, how many do we have to do the covers? That one I've kind of got an idea, just want some lace. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's it. So we've got 7 that we need to do covers for, and so that's my next step for us to do. So I hope you have enjoyed this video and just really showing you what I've been up to, and you know, the kind of things that I'm doing. So these are going to be craft along videos, and hopefully you'll get the bug like I have to decorate these, you know, to decorate and make journals and really get your teeth stuck in. I just love journals. In fact, I'm surrounded by fabric and ribbons and lace and old photos and ephemera. Addicted to ephemera. I cannot tell you how addicted I am to ephemera, and I'm going to be doing a new series on ephemera and just how addicted I am. You'll get to see anyway. So I'm going to love and leave you because my sausages are in the oven and they're probably burning now, and Charmin's probably home from work and waiting with his hungry tummy to have dinner. So I'm going to love and leave you, and I will see you all very soon. So take care. Bye for now.